Okay, let's stand for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible. Thank you very much. Tanner, you need a cart. We're holding a budget workshop today that's posted on the agenda. I'd like to certify that 4 members of the court are present and that we have a quorum. I'd like to open the discussion to anyone who would like to continue to discuss any of the items that we had yesterday in our budget workshop. So, okay. Steve?
See what tab it was.
Where are you?
Tab 6.
Tab 6.
Is the following list of potential estimated cost increases. Relocated road right-of-way funds. And you have the building maintenance, Hilltop, Senior Community Center, I don't know which center is that, and Robstown Center. I'm just thinking, if this is for repairs, Steve?
Yes, they're repairs that Edward had put on, when he put in his budget, he had added these items on there for repairs. It says some were, the Hilltop and the Senior Centers, they were both that Edward put in. And
Which Senior Center was that, do you know?
It's the Robstown Senior Center. What's the code number?
It's one at the Ortiz Park, isn't it?
They got 2 here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's got the Robstown, both the Robstown buildings, I believe it is. Let's go to
Senior Community Center and Robstown Center.
tab. What's that
Yeah.
tab? The tab for. Let's go to tab 12.
Okay.
And first of all, page 3. Where was the? I need the worksheet. I need his actual input on there, Teresa. The big bond binder. Yeah. Let's see, because I need to know them.
Well, there it is. It's 35
Yep.
and 50.
It just doesn't break.
Yeah, it's basically for floor damage repairs, door, floor, AC, interior baseboards, and that was 50,000. And the Hilltop is right above it to 41.7. That was for renovations, repairs, and installs and countertops, office upgrades. And yeah, the Robstown Community Center, there's the Community Center Senior Service Buildings, the Community Center has roof repairs needed. And you can see there, the commissioner there, he's got 10,000 for Bishop, 15,000 for Driscoll, and 10,000 for Banquetti for the community centers.
Is that for a roof, you said?
It says for Bishop's, it's roof repairs for all 3 of those buildings, yes, for Banquetti, Driscoll, and Bishop.
Okay. Well, I don't know if that's going to take care of I think we need to replace the whole roof in the Bishop Center because it's starting to leak, and I've been using my own monies to get it painted and everything else, so I think we need to look at it real close, because,
Well, as we, some of those major repairs, as the judge mentioned yesterday, in those things, in those particular buildings, will probably end up have to come out each individual precinct that the bond money that we put in on those things in there.
That's what I'm saying, but if we're gonna do
Because
the other
those-
ones, I just wanna make
the
sure,
roof repairs-
I want to make sure I'm including some of this stuff, if you're gonna do the rest of them. But,
The roof repairs, that's probably $100,000. I don't know what the overall
well,
job.
it's a roof, and I'm surprised I really didn't put that in, but it's a roof.
Yeah.
Bad, because you got five places I know the water's coming in from. And also the building, I don't know about the county building there, that roof is kind of a bad roof also. We're dealing with mold right now, and the windows are real bad also, so. And I don't mind fixing the windows with my money, but, I think that we need to look at roof real bad, because, especially the judge's JP's office, that you have the stains all over the wall now and the ceiling, so, and they went and checked and it got some mold in it, so. But I know definitely we need to look at the roof at the Bishop Center and the county building also, that, and
But that's,
with my expansion right now, I'm doing some of the things anyway with my money already,
right. Well, that was kind of the 10th when we
But I don't
did
want to
that.
do the whole building with my money, because it's county building, but.
Well, there won't be any other county money for these repairs. The money that was allocated to the commissioners for $3 million is going to have to be used for a lot of things.
Right, and I understand that,
Yes, sir.
but I understand, also Glenn, Glenn, he'll have some monies also, it'd be budgeted to him, right?
Well, again, he doesn't have money budgeted to do those major roof repairs, that's where we get into, his is really a maintenance and repair, and anything that when we get into major, then we need to allocate, whether we take, this time we took the CO money and give it to each commissioner precinct rather than allocate it a bunch to all the buildings and give it to Glenn to tell us what buildings, because we were putting a lot of the money in the past is going to Mackenzie Annex, is going to those places. So it's those roof type things are stuff that traditionally we do with CO money, quite frankly, because we don't budget those hunks of money. Again, when you get into 100,000, 150, going up from there, we don't really have those budgeted in there. It's been a long time since we've transferred money from the general fund to our general capital improvements fund, and so, and that's primarily because we've had CO money to take care of some of those things, was that taken pressure off our operating budget by doing those major capital improvements with CO money.
So right now in capital improvement, how much can we use from that, anything? Is there a certain amount we can use if I put some of my money from my precinct?
I guess what
I'm trying to say, what can we share?
we don't have, from the capital improvement money we have left in there, we have some money in there for emergency type things, but again, for any capital improvements, we use CO monies. So, we'd go to the CO money for that.
Well, how about the other ones on top? Where's the money coming from?
Say again?
The ones on the top, the improvements on the top, with the Robstown, Hazel Baysmore, and the Maidenville, where are those?
That was a reallocation of the money that we had allocated last year for County Road 52. And we're allocating them to the projects that the directors have put in their budgets. These are numbers, I didn't make these up. They came from Edward and they came from Glenn. And those were the requests. There wasn't any request in here to replace a full roof. If there would have been, that, it would have went into that.
Ben should know better, because, we've been out there twice already, and, I just want to ensure that, monies are spent the way it's supposed to be spent and equally, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like there's always I get the short change of these things all the time, and like I said, I don't mind spending my money. And I have, Judge, I've spent a lot of money over there, out of my budget. I do a lot of repairs and, but minor repairs, but when you come to major repairs, I know we got CO monies, but we got other projects we need to work on, and I gave you the list of those projects, and the monies were almost zeroed out. So,
If it makes you feel any better, I didn't get any. So, I didn't get any in my precinct, so, really, I hear you, but I didn't get any.
Well, I would say again, in this area, when we went into the budget, and I'll tell you, I go back and traditionally, these types of improvements, we see them a lot in there. We've seen them in the prior years, and this, quite frankly, we made a conscious effort this year to try to take care of some of these things. It's not much, but when we went, and that's why we listed in the budget as it was, as those, even with Glenn's 135,000, that was not something that, if we hadn't had money to reallocate, we wouldn't have been in this budget.
So you're saying these monies are coming from County Road 52 monies?
It was money that last year that we allocated back when we were still working with the city, that we were going to provide our share. It was before we did the COs. It was money that was there to do County Road 50. Commissioner Pusley is now using his CO money to do that project. That's a major project, and so this was able to be used for some of this major improvements, not super big projects, but they're more than $10,000 a piece, so that money was reallocated to take care of that.
But can we just allocate some money for County Road 52 and additional monies?
No, sir. Last year we knew that we still had County Road 52 before we did the COs, and we had an agreement with the city that we were going to do $1,250,000, and so last year we allocated $625,000, and if we hadn't done the COs, we'd be allocating another $625,000 this year, and our whole picture looked different as far as general fund. So we had the $1,250,000 to do our share in the County Road 52. When we sold the COs, the picture came different. The commissioners' funds are being used for County Road 52, just like you're using funds to do building stuff over there. That was the intent to give it to your precincts, let you decide what projects you want.
I understand that, but if you got money left over in County Road 52,
I don't have money left over.
You had at one point from the year before last because we didn't use it. So why not distribute it to all the precincts?
I'm distributing it right here.
It is right here.
No.
This is being distributed.
Which is my precinct here, precinct. I'm not.
Well, all the money was targeted for precinct 1. All the 625 was for precinct 1. Now, there's money for the seniors buildings, the Robstown building, the Hilltop building, and the major improvements that Glenn had. Now, the Robstown building, the community buildings, as I said, there's 10,000 in there for the Bishop building, but it was allocated money. Actually, as I said, it was money that was allocated for County Road 52, which if you're looking at precinct.
I just want to say this on the record too. You know me, Steve. I don't go to you a lot for things. I spend my own money as much as I can. I usually use all my money to spend. But when I know there are other monies to spend more in other precincts that don't mind, to repair things or do things, and I just don't think it's being done equally and fairly, so that's my concern, so. You can sit there and tell me, all this stuff here, $10,000, but you're talking about $100,000 somewhere else. I don't know how you compare that.
Could you run, to be fair, because I don't want to disagree with him until I see the numbers. I didn't get a dime in this, and I'm not saying anything about it, because I got my $3 million, I got my capital money, I got other money. So could you run something that could show us over the last year so that we could look at it and see if he's right? Because I don't want to disagree or agree, because I don't know, but maybe if you ran something that showed how the funds are being distributed because he thinks he's being treated unfairly, maybe we could look at it and see what the numbers show, and maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know, because maybe it's going to show I think it's going to show Precinct 4 doesn't get a whole lot either, but that's why, we did the C of O's, and I'm good with that, and that's why we got that money for capital projects, I'm good with that, so, but maybe just run something that shows that, and maybe that'll help us all see where the distribution is.
My comment,
because I want to be fair,
would be in there, again, when we allocate money to public works, we allocate to public works where that money is spent is left up to the public works, and the commissioners go and talk to them about what they need. Allocate money for the parks. In the parks.
Like I said, Steve, I don't mind helping. Like I said, I'm doing the windows there too. It's Glenn's deal to do the windows. I'm doing the windows. At the center. My expansion's inside, not the window, not the outside. But I'm going to do the windows. I'm going to do the other bathrooms, and So, I mean, that's my monies.
Well, there's-
You don't have any money.
Well, there is,
This
I mean-
is taxpayers' money.
Well,
And
Judge,
the
you know
tax-
exactly what I mean, so you have to.
Well, let me-
Let me talk, you let everybody else talk, you want to interfere with
You've
me.
been talking.
No,
I
well,
haven't
just
interrupted
wait. You just wait
you.
till
I
I
haven't
finish.
interrupted you.
No,
You've been
you'll
talking.
wait, you gotta wait, I'm talking right now, Judge. Just wait, So, and this is where I'm coming from, Steve, it's just, it's always, I don't mind doing it, okay? And I do it, I meet with Glenn, I meet with other people, but I just know that there are times, that the fairness is not there, and I don't know where it's coming from, whatever, but I hope it's not, but and I agree with Commissioner Chancy. Give me a breakdown of what we spent and let me know where the money's going to. I mean, I like to know. I like to know too.
well, I will tell you that just about everything that we operate here is operated as the overall Public Works handles everything. The Inland Parks, Edward has all three precincts. We give money to the Inland Parks money, and how that money, each one of the commissioners could say, and I don't know how he splits those monies. We allocate a certain amount of money for him to do capital stuff and do the operating. When we added this year, frankly, I would say that we added three of them in there, and we added the fourth one in there because of the very same reason is that we add one or two, we say, well, how come this precinct, there's three of them in there. If how Edward employs them, that's the park director's responsibility. When we do these senior centers, again, they're all under Edward, and when we allocated them, I will tell you that how this money was allocated was based on Edward's request for the budget. I didn't look at it and see what he was asking for precinct 1 or precinct 2 or precinct 3, and we didn't have any senior centers over in 4, and so we allocated the money to Edward when they were allocated, and as you know, the community centers, quite frankly, until I looked at this breakout that Teresa had put in front of me, I didn't. When we briefed it to Judge, we said there was 35,000 going to the community centers, and I couldn't tell you which ones were in there, because right now Edward's using all, even though the department is set up and by the auditor as a Robstown Community Center. You see, he's supplementing Driscoll and Banchetti and Bishop. That money's all coming out of that same department. So it was not saying, okay, we're going to give Bishop 10,000. I didn't make that decision. And the judge didn't make that
That's
decision.
fine.
Dale didn't make it.
I just like to have, like Commissioner Chesney said, have a breakdown what the expenditures are. So.
If you could just get Glenn to break down how Public Works
I
dollars.
think what Steve's saying, Brent, is it's going to be really hard for him to break
I
it down.
don't break it out, but I'll go see how it's been
Not for
spent.
you.
I have to go back and see how.
Not you. I'm just saying, Glenn ought to know where his money's been spent. That's all I'm asking is
But
just,
he may not know until the year gets started because our priorities may change.
no, I'm saying like take a 12-month period and say, where has the Public Works dollars been spent on road work and stuff like that? I would
You
think.
get that report every quarter.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, because we don't, in the budget, we don't, it's hard to find someplace where we budget and said something for particular precincts. We definitely, we did, and we took that, and that was at the request of the court. The request of the court was, in the COs, give us the money and we'll make a decision of which small or big or lunch projects we're doing, and so again, the monies to do the upgrades in buildings was not.
Okay, let me say one more question, Stephen.
Yes, sir.
You're in $85,000 for Robstown Senior Center and Robstown Center, so you're taking minus 10,000 from there because it's going to Bishop or what? So you only leave 75,000 for Robstown. So I don't see anywhere here where it says $10,000 for.
There's, I need to find, okay, there's missing off this line.
Bishop, yeah, Banquete, no.
So those are getting money.
I think
This is Banchetti roof repair.
That's not mine.
Roof repair, 1015, right? Am I reading that wrong? Am I reading this wrong, Steve? Doesn't it say Banchetti roof repairs, Driscoll Center roof repairs, and
Yes.
Bishop Center roof repairs are all getting money?
Well, they're all at 10,000 apiece, but it's out of that's all, yes.
Right, I mean, they're getting, okay, I'm just asking, make sure I'm reading it right.
But what I don't have is let me just double check something.
Steve, at everybody's peril, let me try to muddy the waters a little bit.
Okay.
The money that was allocated to County Road 52 originally came from certificates of obligation, right?
For the first-
2000,
For the first,
for the first or the second,
the first one, we spent $1.2 million, right?
and that all came from certificates of obligation.
The second one, we still have, the second one, we had 1.2 million, and so we needed another 1.2 to get to,
If I remember right, that money came from the general fund. It didn't come from COs.
Some of it came from
I'm
it.
trying to
It came
remember.
from certificates of obligation.
We did have, in the 2007 COs, we did have County Road
And
52.
I'm letting you guys borrow my money because none of you were here when those certificates of obligations, when we had to stand on the front line and take bullets for the certificates of obligation that were sold. Nobody was here. I'm the only one left from that group. There was $25 million in there that was spent on other projects. I didn't have anything to say about it. I could have, but, those projects needed to be done, and they're done. So, it's hard to track all of that money because, when I took over your precinct, Commissioner, parts of your precinct, we had this disagreement, and Joe McComb was in here. We said, we're taking over a lot more miles, but we're not getting any more money. The county auditor at the time says, well, you don't need any more money because it's all going to Public Works. Public Works is taking care of the roads. You're not taking care of those roads. I don't know whether that's right or wrong, but I've got more miles than anybody here. I'm not getting any more money. There's no more money in my budget, but it's going to Public Works. I have confidence that when I go and talk to Glenn, that if I ask him, look, we got a situation over here, we need to take care of it, I'm hoping that he will take a look at it
Say yes.
and say yes.
Yeah, me too.
Otherwise, he's going to be standing right here in front of us, and we're going to be talking to him. But it's not, it's a little bit more complicated than I lost 25 million, but I'm getting a little bit back this time, and I've got, I had most of my projects done. We didn't get the arena built, which was ostensibly the purpose of it. We got a lot of good new computers, but this has been redistributed. We talk about the redistribution of the wealth. It's a redistribution of the wealth of the citizens, and hopefully it's going towards making the county a better organization. It's hard to keep track of every penny that's being spent. So it's my money we're spending. And I don't do windows either.
I do want to, and we don't have to do it today, Steve, but I do want to clarify, on the original County Road 52 project, that money did come from the 2007 COs. I know that for sure, but the second part, I'm almost positive was
yeah, you're
general
right.
fund money that we allocated, and this court voted to do that. I don't think it came from 07 COs.
No, the second phase of 1.2 million was not there. It was
general fund. It
we'd
was just
spend
general
that
fund
money.
money. And then when we decided to do the COs, we put that money back, and I'm now using, I'm now using my COs to do that.
Okay, Judge, thank you very much for giving me the time to speak.
Well, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Commissioner, but the allocation of the CO money that we just did, the $3 million for each of us, was intended to allow each commissioner and myself to deal with projects in their precinct without having to go back to the pot and, quote, fight for that money among all of us. And in doing that, reallocation of that money to the commissioners and myself, we didn't put any money back in the general fund or back in Glenn's account to do these things. So anything that's going to have to be done in the precincts that's out of the ordinary, or even in the ordinary in a lot of cases, is going to have to be done with that $3 million or that extra money that we just put in the budget for capital projects within each precinct. And it's not my money or your money or our money. What we're trying to do is help the taxpayers understand that we're trying to maintain the property in the county, and we're trying to do all the other things we're trying to do without directly affecting the general fund, which I think this budget has done a really good job of, quite frankly. None of the 2007 CO money was spent for any project that wasn't authorized in that project list. Not one penny. Every one of those projects was authorized when you all issued those COs. Jail, IT, and everything else.
Judge,
Yeah.
I don't want to argue with you, but
Yeah.
the wording in that certificate of obligation was, the intent of the court at the time was for a certain project, and we all know what that project was.
Yeah.
But we worded it that way because you don't want to get stuck, and this is the only thing that you can build, and then that money is at peril because you're very narrow in scope. So that was the intent. So it was used, yes, you're right, it was used for the purpose that it was put in there, the wording on it, but that was not the intent.
Okay. Anything else? Any other questions or concerns?
I have just a couple, Your Honor.
Okay.
Now, I apologize for the court for being late, but about 3 weeks ago, I agreed to be at a meeting at City Hall at 8 o'clock. Glenn and I did, and so that's where I've been. Steve, if you go to page 6 under tab 3, and please excuse me if you explained this yesterday and it just went over my head, but I just had a couple of questions.
Which one, Mike, were you?
Page 6 under tab 3. Steve, there under 3300 court administration, we've taken a little over $1 million out of that budget. Did we move that somewhere else, or did that,
Yeah, just go down to the third from the last line.
the district clerk, jury administration?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's how I had it highlighted. So that will go specifically for, can you explain to me specifically?
Well, the big part of that is paying for jurors. Dale can put.
Most expenses you're going to have, when we transferred it over, we had one employee transferring, as well as the benefits of the employee, as well as all the grand jury, regular jury, and hotel motel stays of any jury expense. So it's just strictly jury expense.
Your expense?
Yes.
Okay. And why did we move it from 3,300 to 3,510?
When the district courts brought down this information to us, that they felt that the district clerk was the one that should administer jury function, that's when they moved it from the court administration down to the district clerk. And myself, working with Steve, we felt it was better accountability to put it as an own department, so we can, if should anybody ask for jury, we can give them expense. So this was a function of the district court saying, according to the law, the jury function should be part of the district clerk.
Okay.
And that's why we moved it.
Okay, good. Let's see. Okay, Steve, the next one would be page 9 under that same tab. And I'm looking at specifically line 6214, the stadium and fairgrounds. And we have an increase there of $65,000. Can you explain what that's about?
The $65,000 is the increases for it's older, we're getting more maintenance costs, and so I put more into the capital. Now, the major items we've done with the air crisis, we've used the money that's in reserve there, but this is more for changing out coils, et cetera. The overall budget maintenance, this is for cost. I guess more specifically, the county buys things like the people movers and those assets. The major assets are county. They're not bought by Global. We pay for them anyway, but we buy those, and so now we're 8 years down the line, and some of these things are need to be replaced.
Okay.
So that's what it's for, additional capital in there.
It's mainly maintenance for capital items.
Yes.
Okay, so our total contribution to the fairgrounds will be $1,165,000 in addition to the revenue that they generate. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And Dale, can you help me? Where does it show their revenue? Which?
If you go to Commissioner, I can get you there. Tab 17. Page 2. This first on page 2, this is revenue generated in the stadium fund, and then I'll go to the Global Spectrum fund. But in the stadium fund, our revenue for this year is estimated to be $47,000. And we're budgeting $48,000 for next year, and the budget transfer from the general fund is $150,000, and that's remained the same. And that's that money's primary. If you go to the next page, you can see how it's spent. It's primarily spent in utilities and some capital outlay, but grounds maintenance. But there's the total budget. You see of that
But the revenues that the stadium is generating itself is
is 47,000. Yeah. Yeah.
And is there additional revenue from Global?
Now, if you go to page 4, and reflecting here, there's no revenue generated by Global that goes here. That's accounted for, Commissioner, in their operations account separately in there. So what we're spending on for Global is the net loss that they have from operations. Now, I can give you the breakout. I'll give you the breakout, and he does have a summary that he sends out periodically that shows his what he gets for revenue and what his expenses are. And for this year,
I know I look at those on a month-to-month basis or whenever he sends them, but what I'm trying to get my hands around or my head around is what's the profit and loss statement for the fairgrounds look
well,
like?
the fairgrounds loss statement is $850,000 loss.
Is what now?
$850,000.
Okay.
That's and you see that in the line. Well, let's say for Global, the total. If you go to page 5, Commissioner.
On what tab now?
We're on tab 17.
Page 5.
In page 5. If you want to look at the proposed budget for going forward next year, there's small telephone utilities, small stuff there. I do have $20,000 in building grounds repairs, and then the insurance on the buildings is $96,000. The money with contract services with supplementing Global is $850,000, and there, here's you can see is the $65,000 for capital outlay and improvements over there.
That's the additional 65 you
Yeah,
added in.
Yeah, and the total is $1,040,000 is the net loss, if you will, or the net expenditure the county has that comes out of the county's general fund.
Okay. So is that $1,040,000, are you deducting that from the 1.165? Is that what is funding that $1,040,000?
It's the transfer out, the transfer out that we have to the fairgrounds. Yes, it is.
Page 4.
And that was,
Page 4 of what?
Of that section.
Yeah.
Transfer from general fund,
Right.
$1 billion.
and the reason it's not the whole $1,040,000 is we have ending fund balance. So the million, what you see in the transfer, $1,015,000 is what we're transferring. That plus the beginning fund balance covers the total appropriated amount.
So the net expense above, excuse me, I'm sorry, operating capital that, or not operating capital, but
Revenue.
revenues that the fairgrounds generate is $1,040,000.
Yes, sir.
That does not include the stadium.
I'm sorry?
Doesn't include the stadium.
No, the stadium is $150,000. So if you go there, you're $1.2 million for the stadium and then the fairgrounds.
That's after all revenue, that's what the net would be.
That's after all revenues and all sources.
$1,002,000.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me see if I have another one here. I think that's it right now. Thank you. Oh, I did have one other. Can you show me, Steve, or tell me where, what did we do for salary treatment for the county attorney's office?
We did the same thing as we did for the district attorney. We increased all attorneys by 5%.
Same treatment.
And we increased the district attorney's office with one new secretary position, and we give the county attorney a part-time position that she'd asked for.
Okay. Tab 10 is where that's at?
Yeah.
I only have one page under tab 10.
How about the human resources? Can you do anything, Steve? Human resources?
Tab 9.
Office, do we do anything on there?
Human resources, we did salary adjustments for 2 positions.
Which page? Which page?
Page 1 is your county attorney. Your district attorney starts on the bottom, page 1, continues on page 2. So the remaining values of what's recommended for classifications.
In your question, Commissioner Gonzalez, on tab 9, page 1, there's
Page 9, tab 9,
tab 9,
page 10.
page 1, human resources, you can see that there's 2 positions that are recommended to 5% increase.
Okay, my last question I want to hear, I'm just bringing it back to the Commissioner's Court, see what y'all think. I hope
You
y'all,
can ask
hope
anything.
y'all slept well last night, thought about it and everything else, but I'm still concerned about the 450 people we need to bring up. So, and that's, again, that's my recommendation, that if we can bring them up to 30,000 level, it'd be great. I'm just,
Well, Commissioner, your concerns are noted, and with our classification system that we use in the county to do something like that would absolutely destroy the classification system. And so we just can't do that. Because every time you raise the bottom, you invariably raise the top. And the way our system is designed is to
Raise the top but not raise the bottom.
no, we're raising the bottom. Every year we give an equal increase and sometimes more of an increase, but
They've never gone up 5%.
unfortunately, what we have to do is try to be fair to everybody we can, and that's what we're trying to do with this budget and every other budget I've ever been involved in. And the first question I asked when I got here is, do we have anybody working for the county at minimum wage? And the answer was no. And I said, what is our lowest paid person? And Julie told me last year it was $10.17 an hour, and the new federal guidelines for proposed minimum wages are around $10 an hour. So we're trying to stay ahead of the game as much as we can. And treat people as fairly as we can for the ability they have and what they can do to help the taxpayers of this county. But I understand what you're saying. I wish we could do more for a lot of people, but this budget is trying to be, we tried to distribute the money we have available to the people, and I think we've done I think all of us have
I
done a
just
pretty
think
good
sometimes
job.
that would be nice. We can give 5%, and give 5% to the bottom would be great, because I think you'll pick them up a little bit more.
Well,
And that's just my thoughts.
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
Yes, sir. Your concerns are noted. We did pretty good on some of your other suggestions.
No, you did. I told Steve that yesterday, you know. And I told
We didn't leave you out.
No.
Well, I want to say, Your Honor, I think all of us are concerned about the salaries. I know I am, and I think, it's the old adage, you can't eat the elephant all in one bite, but we over the course of the last 4 or 5 years, from 2009 to 2011, which were tough economic years for this county and for the whole country, there were a lot of things we couldn't do, and we're trying to play catch up on some of that, but I think every year we're making strides to do better for the employees in this county, and it's certainly not only because you think they deserve it because of the great work that they do, but if we are going to stay competitive to where we can hire good people as people retire in this county or take other jobs because they make more money, we have to be cognizant of that. So I share the concerns, and we're doing everything we can, I think, to equal the playing field.
Judge, just one comment on that too, if you don't mind. I think, quite honestly, and I said it yesterday, but I had a chance to really kind of go back and read this budget some more, and there are things in here that I don't like, is the strong way to say it, that I wouldn't have, maybe proposed. But at the end of the day, I think that y'all have done a remarkable job in getting raises for employees and getting people reclassified and spreading this out as equally as you can and not raising taxes. I mean, that's a big deal in this community, I think. I think people are tired of having their taxes raised, and to be able to come up with a budget that, we all would like to give more, but these are not our dollars. These are taxpayer dollars. These are the citizens' dollars. And so I think at this point, like I said, there might be things that I'd like to see done differently, but I think it's a remarkable progress to be able, or a remarkable job to be able to give raises. And I think we're giving raises to all the employees, and we're reclassifying employees that are underclassified, and we're bumping people that are underpaid more, and we're doing it all within the realm of adopting the effective tax rate if this budget passes and not raising taxes. I think that's something that this Commissioner's Court, the Budget Director, the department heads, everybody has worked hard on this. This just isn't in the Commissioner's Court. This is every elected official has watched their penny in this county. Every department head has watched their pennies while still trying to provide their services. So I think every elected official, every department head, the budget director, and everybody shares in this if we're able to pass a budget like this. And I think that should be noted as well. So I appreciate that and just wanted to add those comments. And, there's things that I may look at tweaking down the road or trying to tweak, but, great job.
I second that, and I'd say we deserve an extra hurrah and a round of applause.
Job well done.
And Judge, I know we banter back and forth, but you've been very patient with me, and I hope that you continue to be. County government is not an easy or simple function. It carries over from back then to now, and we assume some obligations, we promised we were going to do something, and then a new regime comes in, and this has happened before, not just with this organization, but before there was projects planned that a new group came in, and I was in that group, and some of the projects were on the board that were scrapped and moved over to the side, because sometimes you have priorities that dictate that you move, that it becomes more urgent, that those things be placed on the agenda and that they be handled. So I'm sure, Commissioner Gonzalez, that if you have an issue at your location, that's not going to be left unattended, and if need be, and I used to do a little bit of horse trading with commissioner that used to sit in your seat.
I know she gave you all the money. I don't know how she traded with you, but she gave you all the money.
Well, no, because sometimes you have funds, you can't use it. You can't use it for the purpose that you want to use it. But I've got money that she can use, and shift it around a little
I'll
bit.
call you after the meeting, Commissioner.
And I'll be glad to work with you and help you out. A bishop is near and dear to me, and we don't want our citizens over there in Bishop to go wanting or to catch cold because they had a leak or inhaled mold or anything. We're going to take care of that. And look, I was fortunate when I came in. I had a lot of my projects were done at the early stages of. I'm a happy commissioner.
Happy camper.
If I don't get anything else for the rest of my term, I'm happy, and I'll be glad to share what I got with all of you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
It's all taxpayers helping us, paying our salary.
Thank you.
Thank you for your kindness.
Thank you.
Yeah, I want to reiterate what Commissioner Chesney said and Commissioner Ortiz said. Steve, Judge, Dale, and your staff, this is a spectacular job, and it's one of the better budgets we've had in a while, and we've had some tough things to work through. In a minute, we're going to talk about, I think, one of the toughest things we've got to deal with here in the near future, but I want to extend my gratitude. I know y'all come up here on weekends and late afternoons and spend a lot of time putting this together, and for us to come up here and it's hard to, like I just said yesterday, it's like drinking water from a fire hose, but I really appreciate all the hard work that y'all put into this. Thank you very much.
Well, nothing wrong drinking water from the fire hose, all you got, but Commissioner, I think we all up here feel the same way. I mean, in fact, yesterday I told Steve and I told the audit department, hey, congratulations, job well done and all that. But, there's still some things that we want that we have to fight for sometimes,
Absolutely.
And that's what we're here for. We're not here because we have to agree and disagree every time we come here. But, hopefully we do it in a professional manner, so. But you guys did a good job. I appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate that comments. It's all our budget. It's our budget. It's not my budget or yours. It's our budget. And what I'd like to point out to you now is go back to the front of the book under the table of contents, and let's follow down where we are, Steve, with the process. We don't actually adopt this budget till September 16th.
And where we're at right now is we will be posting, and I talked to Lisa yesterday, we have to post make one posting in the paper, which basically says we're going to be adopting a tax rate of X, and the effective tax rate is X, and the rollback rate is that, and that, it's a very short notice. When you don't increase above the effective tax rates, you only have to do one notice, and it's a very simple notice. We do need to have a workshop with the hospital district yet, and I talked to Johnny this morning, and he's out of town next week, so the 2 days we had set aside next week. So we'll work on a date later on in the month that works for everybody to have the hospital district over. I told him that don't expect any more in the effective tax rate, and
Good.
we have the numbers for him over there.
I told Van the same thing the other day. when
And
he
so
was.
they'll be coming, but we need to come to the court and view that and have a short workshop on that. We will, each year we have to give elected officials notice of the salaries. We'll be sending that out. And I think the tax office and Dale and the staff are working on getting the notices over to the paper. And so for as far as work the court's going to have to do in this, it really is down now to when we come on the 16th of September to adopt the tax rate and adopt the budget we have here. And between now and then, it comes heavy on Dale's staff to get all this stuff put into the book on the stuff there, but we'll be getting the package together. And so I think we're now, the only thing that hangs out there is, as we all know, and we have a meeting on Friday, but, we do have to settle up on the collective bargaining as far as budget purposes here, so.
All right, so let's look at our calendar, please, if you guys will, with Steve and Dale. That's in the front part of the budget.
And it's on page, it's
It's
under the table contents tab.
On the 10th and 11th, we do not need a budget workshop, so unless we schedule one of those for the hospital district.
And that doesn't work for Johnny, so we're going to.
Okay, so those two are out, guys.
Those two
10th
are
and
out.
11th are open. I'm on August, on the calendar that
I
we
don't know
have, under tab 1.
That's not on the.
They don't have that calendar in there.
They don't?
Well, we have the calendar, but there's no August 10th
No,
and
right here.
11th on it. Oh, wrong calendar.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry.
there it is. See,
My bad.
it's colored. Got it?
My bad. Looking at the wrong
Okay.
thing.
August the 10th and 11th, you can scratch those, because we won't be needing that. Everything else that's here, plus a meeting schedule for the hospital district in the following week or two, is still good. And everything in September are still good. So the only thing we don't need jointly is 10th and 11th. You can open your calendars up for that and whatever you need. Do you have it? Yeah, everybody's got it.
Yeah.
Everybody's got it.
It wasn't on the list, it was on the calendar.
Yeah, it's on the
If
calendar.
we're not raising taxes, do we still have to have this tax rate here?
No, the tax hearings would not be in there, so
All right. So where are we?
after.
That's on
Yep.
August 25th?
Right, when we go to, on the budget stuff, which is really as the judge says, we won't do the 10th and 11th. We will do the written notice to the elected officials on the 14th. The 19th, we won't have that, we actually are doing
18th.
that this,
18th.
19th of,
18.
18th of August? You're looking at August?
19th.
We have
My
18.
19th is open.
Mine is 2.
Commissioners Court's the 12th, right? Not the 19th.
The Commissioners Court day?
12th.
On here it says the 12th, but
We're back to
What
back.
calendar do you
I
have?
need to, this is written.
I got it. I got the 19th open though.
Yeah, we're, I have to update your calendars there because.
Okay.
Yeah, the court meet, what is the date on your calendar?
the calendar says the 12th
7/24.
Yeah,
of September, August, I'm sorry.
7/24 is the date on the calendar. Down in the right-hand corner.
it's not the right one,
So do we have Commissioners Court on the 12th or the 19th?
the 19th.
That's what I
In fact,
thought,
there's you have a policy committee and stuff and.
Yeah, okay. So,
Yeah.
all right, so Would you get us a new
I'll
calendar
get
then?
everybody the original.
So we're meeting on the 19th, not the 12th, as a
We have a
commissioner's
meeting on
court.
the 19th, that's
Okay.
correct.
That's
And
what I
then-
had.
Okay,
And then, what I have in my mind right now, Judge, and we'll take a look at it, the meeting of the 19th, depending on what's on the agenda, we might recommend doing a budget workshop immediately after that to get Johnny's,
that'll be fine.
and then we have everybody here and we get that quick budget workshop
We
there.
can schedule that, but the 19th will be a formal meeting date.
Right, yes,
Okay.
sir. And then, but we won't be, so that's all there is in August.
So take out the 25th,
The 25th, there's nothing on the 25th.
take out the 25th.
And then when we go into September, all the public hearings, they come off. The only thing we have to do in September is really on the 16th for budget purposes.
This doesn't have the
16th?
16th. This is wrong again on here.
This is wrong again then.
September 16th.
It says September 9th on here.
Okay, so it should be 16th?
I think
What you
so.
had is, you got an alternate calendar. That when
Okay.
Kevin was saying we need to do this stuff earlier.
Okay, so nothing on the 9th, it moves to
I
the
will-
16th.
And is the 3rd, September 3rd, is that still good, Steve? The
I'll get you one real quick.
September 3rd, the 9
We have a
a.m.?
Commissioners Court meeting on the 3rd.
No, sorry. No, the 2nd is a Wednesday, which
Yeah,
is a
that's-
Commissioners Court meeting. Then do we have something on September
no,
3rd?
no.
That's no good. Okay.
The only thing we have, and Teresa's running over to make copies.
Okay, that's
Okay,
fine.
that's true, 'cause
We can
we're not
move
doing-
on with that, but that's good. I'm glad we had the discussion.
Because we're not doing a tax increase, so therefore no.
Sorry for the confusion we had to.
That's okay.
Budget in your mind.
So 10th, 11th, and 12th of August are out. Those are opening up, guys.
You get points because of all your hard work on the budget, but don't let it happen again. right?
Well, I'm not sure what happened with that one, because I thought I'd looked.
25th is out. So we've opened up 4 days in August where the court can, members can reschedule whatever they want to do, 10, 11, 12, and 25th. And then in September, there's nothing on the 3rd, there's nothing on the 9th, but there is a meeting on the 16th and the 30th. Right?
We have 3 meetings on September,
Yes.
Yes, sir.
2nd.
2nd, 16th, and 30th, yes, sir. Okay? Is that right?
Let me just see what I got here. Nope, that's not right.
Judge, before
I
you
don't
start,
have a calendar in front of me right now.
That's all right, but you can correct it
So
for us
that's where we're at.
initially.
We're,
Okay.
yeah.
Judge, can we take like a 5-minute before we go into the next one?
Oh,
just
yeah,
to take
yeah,
a quick.
we're going to do that.
Thank you.
We're going to take a health and human services break here as soon as we're finished. Everybody got anything else? Anybody got anything else on the budget?
Some of these older guys, it may take a little longer, but I'm okay.
Okay, we're out of the budget workshop. Let's take a 5-minute break.